heavy breathing, red faces, sweat stains. Every day we would climb up those stairs, up those hills, just to reach our beds, but I shouldn't complain. I remember stepping out of the airport, seeing only green, enjoying the smell of real plants dispersed throughout the Dominican Republic, while here we just live in brown, no thanks to the drought. I remember feeling only heat, constantly hugging and never letting us go. But I shouldn't complain. When I managed to get through one night, I remember telling my roommate the first thing I would do upon returning home is buy In-N-Out. So tired of papaya and rolled up cheese, but I shouldn't complain. Today I still sit silently, sorting through all the little compliments, reminding me to keep smiling. My thoughts still return to the locals. One named Jamie, my favorite, so kind, so helpful, so talkative, so full of life and energy. I still laugh when I picture her asking me, "Tienes on Facebook?" She was as sweet as the mangoes in her yard. Every day she works hard, working her way up from where she once was, yet she still puts a smile on her face that never stops and only fills her with grace. So I shouldn't complain.
What does a good dude look like? That looks like a bad dude, is what you conclude about the man raised by black hands, raised and black are his hands. For football, he'd look like a good dude, so in every game, it is he you'd include. And on the plantation, you'd figure that he'd look like a good field trigger. You pulled the trigger again. The man was somebody's lover, somebody's friend. What does a good dude look like? Why is good synonymous with white? That looks like a bad dude, is your attitude about the loving father of four who in the car have been singing, "Holy is the Lord." That looks like a bad dude with his skin hued, complexion complex, a beautiful brown, the same shade you relate to the dirt on the ground. That looks like a bad dude are the words that you spewed, spewing bullets that silence the song of the young music student. What did he do wrong? That looks like a bad dude is a statement that alludes to the idea that we still define malevolence by the color of our skin, not the content of our character. Why? That looks like a bad dude is how you pursued him and others every single day. To you, just another criminal, a bad hombre. That looks like a bad dude is how you viewed the man you shot who looks just like my brother. Terrence, is that you? Thank you.
Dear future self, get your hand out of that cookie jar, I know you. But you know what? You deserve it. If you made it this far. If you made it this far. If you made it this far, then you deserve all the cookies in the world. If you made it this far, then you have no reason to doubt, can I have this? Am I entitled to this? Do I deserve this? Because you have made it this far. Far, ahead of all the dangers and woes and your enemies and foes. You made it past the monsters under the bed and counting sheep over your head. And the kindergarten teacher yelling at you because you couldn't answer the stupid problem 2 + 2. And those games of hopscotch and jump rope and tetherball. Getting annoyed at Little Miss Know-It-All. And who could forget that time you grew hair on places on your body from here to there. So awkward was the time we moved to new schools thinking it was important to be considered cool. And then came the rest of the worst years to come, AP Bio, VMC, government, and econ. That first ever heartbreak you got over so late, and that one almost dated Tinder date. You made it past the frats and the beer pong games, and the teachers in college still calling you names. But look at you now, after all these years. You laughed, you cried, you were looked down on. But even through that, you're still here. So go ahead and reach into that cookie jar, because you have made it this far.
This rainy day doesn't refer to the weather of the earth. It refers to the weather of the mind. Your mind has rainy days, tsunamis rushing through as a replacement of adrenaline, crashing onto the shores of dopamine in your brain, creating a havoc of destruction, killing every endorphin it touches, flooding your mind with millions of "I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not loved." You're hit with rain the most, but it waters the flowers that grow within you, flowers that blossom, roots stretching out, connecting with excitement to all the veins that flow in your body. They cannot wait to feel for you, because if everyone in the world was like you, or had at least the same caring heart as you, we will live in a safer place. We wouldn't be scared of our emotions or who we are, we would all begin to look out for each other.
We're all broken people in a broken world, not wanting people to see our broken pieces. So I brushed mine to the corner, soaking under the bed, collecting a pile that I hid because I hurt myself trying to put them back together. I didn't want those trying to fix me get the same cuts, all the way up her elbow and down her inner thigh. Carefully concealed with sweatshirts and hair ties, she never wore shorts or asked for things called out because she felt worthless and unloved. In a world with 7 billion people, she felt like she had nothing to offer. In a world with 7 billion people, she felt like she would never be good enough. In a world with 7 billion people, she felt like not one single person could ever love her. So she opened up her skin, hoping inadequacy would drain out of her. And isn't it funny how we use pain to deal with pain, how we hurt ourselves? So at least we have control, when we can't control the way the world hurts us. Her eyes filled with rain, pounded on the rooftops and streaked down the windows. The night her father's best friend stole into her room and snuck a piece of her she would never get back. She thought she could trust him, but did you know that 75% of rape victims are assaulted by someone they know? Silence. She felt useless, unwanted, vulnerable. He blamed her, and she did the same. This is your fault. She stopped loving the things she used to love. Her parents didn't understand, and perhaps she didn't either. Why can't you just be happy? It got harder and harder for her to get out of bed each morning. And that's the thing about depression. Slowly, carefully, it takes from you. Stealing away the person you are, sneakily moving, you'll never find an entry point like a bullet wound, until one day you look in the mirror and see instead a shell the person you used to be. She was in so much pain, she didn't want to live anymore. After all, what's the point if she isn't happy every day? We're all going to die anyway. So she walked around a ghost, living every day waiting to pull the trigger. And what about her girlfriend? The one that set an alarm for 3 a.m. every day, so when the girl she loved woke up anxious every night, she wouldn't be alone. She felt helpless. Because sometimes, watching those you love suffer teaches you more about suffering than suffering yourself ever could. I would know. Because my best friend has scars on her wrist that tell the story of a girl who just needed someone who cared enough to ask. And there's a girl out there that's alive today because I spent 8 months showing her she was more than just a statistic. I was confused. How could I possibly be the first person who loved them and tried to understand? Now I realize. Maybe our world is broken because we pretend that it isn't. Because the stories today are about people in my life that I sure as hell know that someone in this room can relate. And they try to hide their pain behind translucent smiles and empty laughter. We're broken people, but our world doesn't have to be. I've learned that you can't save people, you can only love them. And love isn't all you need, love is all there is. And you're not alone. Because aren't we all broken people in a broken world, not wanting people to see our broken pieces? Thank you.
The seashell he moves close to his ears are filled with the soft reminders of the ocean's ripples. I should tell him now. The wind feels cold now on our arms, seeking goosebumps and silent shivers. I taste small specks of sand from the unintentionally given handfuls of the ocean shore. Listen, I tell him. It's trying to say something. He closes his eyes as the seagulls speak. The ocean waves and the wind howls. We smell sprinkles of salt mixed with coconuts from our favorite sunscreen lotion as he squints to see as far as he can, only rewarded with the never-ending openness of the sparkling water. I wish that I could see what he sees, but I only see him. The ocean breathes in, out. As I watch the residue of the waves disappear into the sand, I too feel myself disappear into his deep laughter that creates ripples on its own. But the ocean is like a hollow black drain that takes and takes and takes my breath away. In, out. I have to go now. The phrase I dread, the phrase I fear, filled with connotations of silence and loneliness. Don't leave. But when he leaves, I take a deep breath and I whisper, I love you, to the ocean for keeping my secret safe.
My parents call me a coconut. Brown on the outside, white on the inside. My friends say I'm too Indian, like Impana. You sing, you dance. Do you like snake charm too? My parents go to work, carrying their lunches in curry-stained Tupperware. I go to school, carrying sandwiches in Ziploc bags. Come home, eat Indian food with silverware. On TV, when people are wearing lehengas, bindis, saris, my parents see acceptance. a silent apology from the Caucasian world. I see cultural appropriation as just enough to let my inner Tumblr activist unfurl. In India, my family is like, oh my god, Impana, you're so dark. How are you going to find a husband? In America, my friends are like, girl, I love your tan. Like, I'm loving your entire caramel mocha frappuccino skin. No matter where I am, I'm stuck in the middle, a juxtaposition between my traditional roots and the society I live in. I feel like Goldilocks, but instead of 3 bears, it's my life. Am I too Indian? Am I not Indian enough? Am I Indian just right? Is there a standardized test I can take? I don't even know anymore. But I just realized no matter what my parents say, what my friends say, the only thing that matters is what I say and what I accept. And I think I'm perfect just the way I am. Just right, if you will. And thank you, come again.
However long I stay attached to the memories, it is still a point of no return. I know I should pull myself back to the real world. But if I could, I would. Instead, I am stuck in the past, tethered to my memories, like a bike chained to the bike racks. And now watch the wind breeze by, rattling the abandoned locks on the bike racks as I reminisce the times where I would wait at those very bike racks, hoping to see you, beginning of the day or at the end. And while I stood and waited, the ground I would peruse, looking for those blue shoes, and when I found them I would enthuse, because best friend, I knew it was you. I did this till the day you broke the news, and it left me so confused. What was I to do? My life would once again be tinted blue. I was too upset to tell you that day, but it's time you know what happened, the entire truth. You texted me. We finalized the house in Rapidas. I almost collapsed on the spot as my throat developed a knot. Tears to my eyes it brought as they turned bloodshot. I was stuck in deep thought. Best friend, do not leave me here distraught. Best friend, finding you was a jackpot. Best friend, it was you who gave me all the strength as I fought. Best friend, please do not. Do not abandon me here. You got rid of my fear and helped me steer clear. How am I supposed to get through this year without you being here? And yet you left, leaving an eerie emptiness these bike racks, leaving me with a mind full of pain and a guitar keychain. It's funny, sometimes those abandoned locks speak to me, whispering pain into my ear and filling me with nostalgia. And however painful it is, I know it's the truth, that I too have become one of those locks. Locked and abandoned.
I am not yours to control. You have no right to constantly toss me in a hole. I know that I'm shy, I know I need to comply, but sometimes I need you to stop. Sometimes I need to view things from the top. You make me seek help and acceptance from everything. You make me make others make themselves a king. So I try and need to learn to break away. I need to stop being your prey. But you make me seek help and acceptance from everything. So no more to you I will cling. No more for you I will sing. I tell myself every day, leave me alone, I pray. But you make me not know who I am. You pretend to not give a damn. So I continue to seek help and acceptance from everything. I continue to walk on this ring. You're the reason I'm like this. You act like a gentle, sweet kiss, but you're not. Please give some thought. You're the reason I'm so shy. You're the reason I can't defy. You're the reason I can't talk to the girls I like. You are the reason I'm scared of dislike. You make me make others make themselves a king, making me feel like a worthless thing. You make me insecure about who I am, making me feel like a scam, making me say every other word, wishing my heart had a password. I am not yours to control. You have no right to constantly toss me in a hole. You are the reason I'm so shy, you are the reason I can't defy. You make me make others make themselves a king, making me feel like a worthless thing. I amplify the I that I mortify. I that unionize and prioritize until I realize and analyze how much I agonize instead of vocalize. How you demonize with all of your allies and fantasize about my demise. How you ostracize and make me rationalize how demoralized I am. The backbone that you have, the backbone that I lack, the eye contacts that I make but cannot bring back. I may be a joke to you, but a joke that lives, a joke that croaks but is too afraid to speak of the damn he gives. You are the one that I despise. Yet you are the one with the watchful eyes. You are the one that causes all of my negativity. Yet I'm the one holding you in captivity. You are the one that I wish would just disappear. But for now, together with me, no, within me, you stay here. I aim to blame on one name, a name that brings me shame, a name that I must proclaim. You are the reason I'm never calm. You are what others call Eugene Nam.
Peaceful is blue, an empty space of your head that you always feel true. Comfort by the cloud, in your own space, playing the classic music on the piano. A soft, slow, quiet sound flying to your neck. Sleepy. Lay on the bed, smells like mint that you always eat. Sweet, cool, but also clear. You just got a new pillow. Close the eyes, you have a dream. Stay on the cloud, angels are around you and tell you the jokes about rabbits. Okay, child, why? Do you know the carrots are good for your eyes? I don't know. Because you never see the rabbits wearing glasses. It's dark outside. Drink hot chocolate, warm your body. Go back to bed. You saw the shining star. Good night.
I comb my smooth, strong, solid black hair so often and see the unruly frizz every morning wishing to get it cut. Each time the comb runs through my smooth, strong, solid black hair, the strands separate like slithering snakes, almost as difficult to tame as Medusa's. My smooth, strong, solid black hair is long and thick, almost reaching the curves of my round hips, struggling to reach and touch the grounds that I trip over strands so long that Rapunzel would be jealous. Over time, it seems like my smooth, strong, solid black hair hates me, so I give in and cut strand by strand until nothing is left but my brown scalp scratched with the jagged edges of razors and words, until nothing is left but the short and even box that holds what once could have been. Within the remains lie my culture, identity. On my head stands assimilation and conformity. How many more strands of my smooth, strong, solid black hair do I need to cut until the redness of my blood seeps out to remind you only too late that my smooth, strong, solid black hair cannot be blonde.
It wasn't long before I couldn't walk through that door without shaking, because that door was an entrance to a place where every waking hour was spent in the battlefield. A place where everyone had insult machine guns that never took more than a moment to reload. And every day I sat in fear that my backpack might disappear, or that homework wasn't the only painful thing I was going home with. But do you know what really hurts? That old nursery rhyme that goes, sticks and stones may break my bones. But the fact is I was alone. That's what really hurt. The fact that friends were a thing of fantasies like centaurs and the Loch Ness. The fact that I walked 20 minutes every day to sit for 7 hours in the darkness. The fact that being asked at someone's birthday party meant someone else was playing an unlucky game of truth or dare. But everyone has their fair share of abuse. I had mine. I just didn't think I'd be the reason for someone else's. By age 11, I was no longer harassed. By age 12, my painful memories had passed. By age 13, I had found my place. And by age 14, I became the one thing I detested the most. I called him sick, I called him pathetic, I called him all the things that shouldn't be said in a chat room because I was a fucking coward. I told them this in a chat room. I called him everything that I was called. When it happened to me, I got a warning. Thank you.
Yeah, it's just gonna be.
So there's 52 cards in a deck. Like life, it's scattered and chaotic. Let this represent you. Sometimes you're fortunate and you're on top of the world. Life's great. But that's not always the case. Sometimes you get pushed around, shoved in the middle. You're insignificant. But I believe with enough hard effort, you can bring yourself back to the top. And you can find yourself. But you're not always that fortunate. Perhaps you hit rock bottom. But I believe with enough hard effort, you can bring yourself back to top, and you can find yourself. Perhaps you're not always this fortunate. You lose your identity, and you forget what you are. Your life is shuffled around into pieces that seem to be a mess that's impossible to clean. You turn your back to those faces dear to you. You yearn for recognition, but are met by people's backs. This goes to an extent where you're back to back, you ignore each other. But I believe with enough hard effort, you can restore your life to order, and you can find yourself.
I can't watch movies. Not for the plot, anyway. I watch movies and simply observe. Subtle flicks of the eye, a pat on the shoulder, a bite of the lip. Forgettable idiosyncrasies that easily catch my attention. You see, it's for me to interpret, bring perspective to the next character I portray. I can't watch movies. Not to enjoy the movie, anyway. People don't get it. It's a hard concept to grasp. How could someone make a profession out of this? How could that person actually believe he or she can make it among Hollywood's brooding sea of talent? How could an Indian American go into a business where her chances at stardom are unwaveringly slim? I can't watch movies because I don't see a movie. I see opportunities I'll probably never get. I see awe-inspiring roles. I see Jack Nicholson's McMurphy. I see Heath Ledger's The Joker. I see Tom Hanks's Forrest Gump. I see a lot of diversity. A lot of white male diversity. I mean, sure, women have opportunities in cinema too. I've seen the beautiful ingenues take the spotlight. I've seen a lot of beautiful ingenues. But hey, times are changing. More and more women are given diverse roles, so I do see a little more diversity. A little white female diversity. But what of African American female diversity, or Hispanic American, or Asian American? When can we stop being put into a box, typecasted like our race is all our acting is good for? When will it be normal to see Indian American females like myself make it big in Hollywood cinema? People don't get it. It's a hard concept to grasp. Why would I get into an industry with the norm of predominantly white American success? To be good enough to defy it. Thank you.